we're going to be learning to use the area method to multiply two binomials. And so we're going to learn how to read area tiles on this first slide. This would be a 1, just 1. So anytime you just draw a block like this is 1. Anytime you draw a rectangle, this is considered x. Anytime you draw this giant box, this is an x squared. Okay? And so please get out a notebook, pen, pad, blackboard, whiteboard, whatever, so you can start working on examples. And so I'll move on to the first example. Right? Multiply using the area method, x plus 2, x plus 1. And so to do this, you basically just want to draw. So on the top, let's just choose one of these equations. So let's do an x plus 2. This rectangle will be x. Next we draw a smaller rectangle, or smaller square. So this would be x plus 2, right? Label that down. And so for the next one, let's do x plus 1. So let's draw a block here, so this would be x plus 1, and I would sometimes label this. Cool. And so now we just start drawing lines. The way I would do it is you just connect the lines here, so you create an actual square, and you just draw lines starting from like the corners, like this. All right. And so now look, we have a big box here, so this will be an x squared. Look at these rectangles. These will be x, and this will be 1 each, because these are 1s. And so now we just count all of these up, all the red ones. And so let's start counting. How many x squares do we have? We have 1. That'll be x squared. How many x's do we have? 1, 2, 3. And how many 1s do we have? 1, 2. Okay. And so now I'm going to do a u try for you right here. We're going to move on to the u try, number 3. You try, multiply using the area method, x plus 3, x plus 2. And so I'll give you a minute just for you to try, and we'll move back to actually start the problem. Okay, welcome back. This is the area method for x plus 3, x plus 2. And so what we draw is the same thing, rectangle in 3 blocks. Right, rectangle in 2 blocks. This is x plus 3, this is x plus 2, and now we do the same thing we did for the last problem. We go line, line, square, corner to line, corner to line, corner, line, corner, line, corner, line. And now look, here we have in red, this giant box, x squared. Look at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, we have x's here, and then we have 1s. Right? If you labeled these, make sure you just label them correctly. And so the box is in red, right? Not the numbers. Let's start counting. How many x squares do we have? 1. How many x's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many 1s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would be our answer. X plus 5x, or x squared plus 5x plus 6, right? And so now we're going to go to the very last thing we're going to do, which is an extension. Extension. How can we use algebra tiles to multiply x minus 2, x plus 3? I'll give you a minute or two. Just write down ideas. Just give me a rough idea what you think we can do, and we'll go back. All right? Thanks for buying those thoughts. How we're going to do this, like we did before with the area method, right? We do something similar to this, but instead, we're actually going to have to label x minus 2. You see, remember we said these are 1s, right? Let's just pretend these are minus 1s instead. Right? That's when we go here. One, 1, 1. So these are positive 1s and these are negative 1s. And so we continue to do the same thing again. This to here, this to here. Cool. Line, corner, line, corner, line, corner, line. Well, you can repeat that if you want, make it a song, doesn't matter. And so then we start looking at stuff. Alright. These two x's will make an x squared. X times minus 1. This is technically a positive. So positive and a minus becomes a minus. So we can just write this as minus x. Same thing here, minus x. This is 1 times x. And so for all three, these would just be x's. 1 times minus 1 right? So 1 times minus 1 is equal to minus 1. I'll also write that for x. Do a dot, that's also multiplied to minus x. This is just useful. Just keep this in mind. You were gonna have to use this a lot in the future. And so every time we have one of these, right, which will be all of them, we're gonna just subtract 1. We'll just have minus 1. Now we start counting. X squared, we have 1x squared. Nice. Where do we get here? Because look, we have 3 plus x's and 2 minus x's. And so the way I would do it is for every plus x and every minus x, you just cross them out. So we have 1 plus x, 1 minus x, cross. 1 plus x, 1 minus x, cross. Look, we have a singular x left. And so we do the same method. We have like a plus 1 here and a plus 1 here. We can cross out the plus 1s and the minus 1s, but look, we only have minus 1s. So let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus 1s. And so there shouldn't be a plus here, actually. Let's go cross that out. There should be a minus 6. And so let's write this neater on this side. X squared plus x minus 6. We're going to ignore that. But yeah, this will be our answer right here. So thank you for watching my lesson, and have a great rest of your day.